All right, hello again. Time for our daily briefing here on Wednesday, November 18th. I'm J.R. Lewis on KLAM and KCDV or youtube.com/Cordova TV if that's where you're joining us. These briefings continue to flow in the 1, 5, and 8 p.m. hours on the radio and go up to the YouTube channel as soon as we can get them there. We'll start out by saying if you would like to hear the program that featured Superintendent Russin and Dr. Sanders that we did yesterday, that is on the YouTube channel, so you're welcome to go there. Again, the address is youtube.com/Cordova TV. Today, first off, there aren't any changes in the dashboard, which is good. We're holding steady thus far. I always communicate in the morning with Dr. Sanders, and she didn't indicate that there were new cases on the horizon. And she would generally have some sense of that. That doesn't mean that can't change, but based on best available information at the time, that's the status. The kind of new element of the latest growth in local case numbers is the involvement of the school. And so we thought, just for the benefit of anybody that didn't see this letter that came out from Superintendent Russin once it became clear that one of the schools was involved, that we'd go over that letter with today's briefing. And if you have any questions about it or anything, then you can follow up with the schools. But this is the letter that came out November 16th, 9 p.m. It says, "Dear parents, community members, staff, and students, the district was notified by a parent that their child, a student who attends Mount Eccles Elementary, tested positive for COVID-19. As members of the school community, we understand this raises concerns and questions, and we send our well wishes and care to the individuals affected, that is. District administration is working closely with Cordova's medical response team, the MRT, to respond to this news and continue protecting the health of our students, staff, and community by taking the following steps. Number one, all students who are considered close contacts of the individual who tested positive have been contacted by a member of the medical response team. Any student or staff member who's considered a close contact will remain at home for a 14-day quarantine period beginning November 17th. So that started yesterday. Number two, all families of grade 2 students, the affected grade level, have been contacted and informed by school staff that in the interest of safety and precaution related to potential exposure, all students in grade 2 cohorts, that's cohorts A and B, will begin online instruction for a period of 14 days. Families in the affected grade level who were not contacted by the MRT directly are not considered close contacts and have no increased risk of exposure while at school. And finally, number three, the school and affected areas of the classrooms have been cleaned and disinfected as part of our COVID-19 protocols and will continue to be addressed on a regular basis while the second graders are not in the building. According to the Alaska Smart Start 2020 guidance, whether or not a school building or classroom needs to close for a 14-day quarantine depends in part on how many students and staff are affected. In addition, Cordova School District relies on consultation with the MRT and guidance identified in the Cordova COVID-19 risk matrix, which, by the way, is something that you can see, I'm pretty sure, on the covid19.cityofcordova.net website. The Cordova COVID-19 risk matrix. So back to the letter, the district relies on that to help determine potential impacts to school operations. If contact tracing investigations determine that more students or staff may have been exposed, those contacts will be notified by public health or local medical personnel. Please answer their call and cooperate in order to help protect yourself and others. CSD staff and the community will be informed by email and social media postings if any further action is needed due to the increased school exposure. We continue to encourage all families to monitor students closely for any sign of potential illness. Students should remain at home if they have any of the symptoms of COVID-19, including fever, defined as a temperature over 100.3, new or persistent cough, new trouble breathing or shortness of breath, chills, night sweats, sore throat, body aches, muscle aches, joint pain, headache, loss of taste or smell, fatigue, confusion, and or stomach issues like diarrhea, vomiting, or abdominal pain. Contact your medical care provider with questions regarding any of these symptoms and local testing availability. Of course, that is the testing schedule is at covid19.cityofcordova.net as well. Back to the letter. The best way to prevent the spread of COVID-19 is by wearing a face mask, physical distancing, and practicing good health hygiene. Be sure to wash hands frequently with soap and warm water, cover coughs and sneezes, and avoid contact with people who have signs of illness. Getting plenty of rest, exercise, and eating a healthy diet helps to maintain wellness. In the event of any new information, the district administration will keep you updated as it becomes available, while maintaining the requirements to protect everyone's right to privacy and confidentiality. If you have further questions, please contact the school offices or your medical care provider as needed. So that again is the letter from Superintendent Russin that is dated November 16th at 9 p.m. I'm not sure where it's online, if it is online. I would think the school district website or the city website. If it's not in one of those places, it could be on one of the Facebook pages too, but if it's not in one of those places and you want a copy, then I would imagine you could ask the school district for one, and they would likely be very happy to pass one along to you. And that will conclude our briefing for today, November 18th. Glad that you could join us. We come to you in the 1, 5, and 8 p.m. hours on the radio, and then this goes up to youtube.com/Cordova TV, where it can be heard at your convenience. It's on demand there, of course. And if you have anybody that's concerned, in this case, about the school district response, you're welcome to refer them to the online version of this so they can listen to it there, or, again, find some way to request a printed copy. We'll get back to regular programming on the Clam and the Eagle, and, again, thank you for tuning in.